Yeah, I'm ready. Probably.
Here's the thing, Brian. If we're supposed to treat people the way that we want to be treated, why have you not yet once been able to make one good insult on me in the podcast, huh? I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, I've been begging for it. Like, literally just every single time I turn a corner, just like, Brian, insult me, you bald fuck.
I've sent
the
Eric
only
Ludes.
person Brian really roasts is Wes.
I know, and Wes is the easiest to roast, which makes it, like, I don't know, kind of unfair.
Wes wants to be roasted, though.
I mean, true, but...
I'm playing Malice just because I have a mobile version of his character.
Malice is Robin.
Yup. Because
Malice
I'm actually sitting outside the grocery store waiting for Josh. I know.
Why?
What
Eric...
a pain in the ass.
Why is your name
got him.
Firefighter's Wife? Who are you playing?
The firefighter's wife, duh.
I am playing Chimney, the human warlock, and her rabbit companion, Gonby.
Aww.
Aubrey.
I hate that thing.
Damn it. I am playing Royal Mountebank. The worst tiefling.
JT.
I'll be playing Cardigan Tweed, the Tabaxi Bard.
Nice.
I love it.
Thank you.
That makes me happy. It sounds like something from Wallace and Gromit.
Kind of, yeah. We're old.
Apparently, Eric and Aubrey are going to get it on later.
I'll hold the camera.
Whoa, hang on.
Hang on a second.
Yeah, there are
I'm
rules.
trying to help make all that money for the koalas.
It's one thing to be a hot firefighter. It's another thing to record me being a hot firefighter, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's actually illegal to record firefighters. I don't know if you know that.
It's okay. You're only a wife.
You're committing a felony every time you cater to this very specific fetish.
Oh, fuck.
But it didn't take long to break Aubrey today.
No.
I've had a trying day. Let's see how many more times I can break today.
Tim.
I'm going to be playing Jakob Schmiel, the changeling artificer.
And Irene.
I'm playing Hillary, the halfling monk.
Classic. Jakob. Did you say Schmiel?
Schmuel.
Oh, Schmiel. All right. It is the... That's awful. I hate it.
Too.
It's an afternoon early in the week at Dolby Inn, and not much is going on there. Who's there?
I'll be
I
there.
will be there.
I will be there.
Irene.
Cardigan's there as well.
Everybody's there. All right. We'll say it's lunchtime.
Oh, I'm not there.
Everybody's there except Tim. We'll say it's lunchtime. um. What are you guys
Kyle's
having?
just sitting at the bar with his long ass cigarette holder, just looking down at everybody, looking down his nose at everybody.
I'm willing to be having mead.
Nice.
Chimney is lying on the bar sipping juice.
Malice is probably drinking a nice dark red wine.
Ooh, fancy.
Mm-hmm. He's a handsome, fancy boy.
So Chef Rupert says, "Does anybody want to try my new special today?"
What is it?
I don't know. A sailor brought it in off a ship.
I love how Kyrene sounded stressed about it, like, ugh,
God damn
what is it? What is it this time?
He he opens kind of one of those silver platter lids in the middle of this island in the kitchen, and he reveals this large beast of some kind, and it's all like roasted and ready to be carved.
Nice.
Is it a roast beast?
As far as anyone
Does it
can
smell
tell.
super good?
In a very foreign sort of way. It's like when you go into someone, you go into a restaurant that you've never been to, like a different kind of a country, and you're just like, I have never smelled this kind of stuff before. Like, I guess it's all right, but I can't identify it.
I'll try it.
Okay. He slices you a large portion and hands you the plate, and he says, "I'm giving out extra large portions because I know that I won't get a lot of takers."
No, good. Also, can I give him some honey? I have to have traveling with me.
You're gonna
So I
give
think we did it last time.
You're gonna give Rupert honey?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll take it. He's always open to local supplies and fresh food.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna take a bite.
Okay, roll for flavor.
I got a 10.
You don't love it. It's alright.
It's good. Yeah. Really good, Rupert.
He seems to be studying you intently, like watching your face and everything, and he says, "How are you feeling? Okay?"
Am I?
Yeah.
And I should have
think
played Zezia. She would have dug right in, no matter if it like made her feel weird or hallucinate or not.
When he's confident that you're not poisoned and you're not going to topple over, he tries a piece himself. All right, thanks for being my guinea pig.
Oh, Rupert.
He actually really likes it. His face lights up and he goes, maybe I'll save some of this for myself.
Hey, mister, can I try some of that?
Sure. He's got, so the piece he cut for her was off the kind of the side, but the deeper he gets, he's getting into different color meat. You can see that the deeper into the interior, it starts to turn kind of a bluish color. He plates it and he gives it to you. Clearly more blue than Irene's was.
I'm gonna cut off a little cube and feed it to Gonby.
What is, oh, that's your weird, what is that, a rabbit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rabbits are notoriously carnivorous.
Of course.
Roll for blue flavor.
You're ruining my immersion here.
It's a familiar. It's fine. Roll for what?
Blue
Food.
flavor.
6.
The rabbit immediately spits it out.
I'm gonna start. I start cutting it up into chunks and pretending to eat it, but actually just like dropping the chunks on the floor.
I think it's at this point that a gentleman comes in, and as always, and he starts pinning up posters, and he sees you all in here, and he goes, "Any of you going to the parade this weekend?"
There's a parade?
Yes, the usual,
Obviously.
the Winter Solstice
I will if you
Parade.
stop. We'll go if you stop pinning up those posters. God knows this woodwork is beat up enough.
He says,
I pick up the half of this slab of meat that I have so far and just hold it out to the guy and say, "Eat." And I cast command on him.
okay. Can you tell me?
That's wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. No, I forgot I don't have dice. Hold on. Niner.
It doesn't save, so you have to follow the command.
He kind of absent-mindedly takes it and eats it like he doesn't even think about what he's doing, and he starts choking as he says, "No, what I need is people to actually be in the parade."
Oh, you need someone to put on a show, Royal says as he does that thing where you swing your legs over a chair way too fast. Just
This guy's eyes start to water really heavy, and he starts to kind of sniffle a lot, and his lips turn a bright red.
I'm gonna pat him on the back really hard.
Oh no, is he allergic to it?
Oh no, the man's dying. Someone help him. Whatever will we do?
Could I get a milk, please? And Chef Rupert starts squeezing the udder, and
The udder.
the
So
guy
that's the
says,
milk on tap.
the guy says, the goblins saw the parade last year, and they wanted to be in it this year. They were begging me and insisting that something about diversity, I don't know. So I told them we didn't have room, but he drinks the milk and he says, the truth is, I actually don't have anyone volunteering for this parade other than the usual, like the police force and all that, but I need more volunteers so that I can fill up our roster and tell the goblins that there's no more room for them. Otherwise, they'll wreak havoc.
So basically, you just want to be a dick.
Well, even without the goblins, I need some members. We can't have a parade that's only like 3 feet long.
Be the shortest thing you've got.
Listen, all you would have to do... Wait, what? I'm sorry, what was that?
He said wouldn't be the shortest thing you've got.
Oh my god.
You should try some of this meat. It's delicious. I
No
need...
thanks, I've had plenty today.
I'm gonna take what he has left and hold it out to Royal and say, "Eat!" Cast command again. Oh, actually, since I cast it at 3rd level, because I'm a warlock, I can just affect her or affect him with it. So
That's not a wisdom throw.
yeah, wisdom save.
Okay. Royal's very, very wise. No, he's not. Hang on. Nat 1.
Nice.
Wow. Doing it to
Great.
your own teammates.
You're gonna eat that off the floor.
Let's see here.
He's a jackass. Have no mercy.
I was gonna say, Chimney starts scooping the chunks of meat she's been throwing on the floor back onto her plate and slides it over to Royal.
Oh no.
Royal,
Alice
this
is
is...
literally just sitting here like drinking wine, watching the weird happen.
What is Royal's constitution?
Oh, Jesus. Not good, I'll tell you that. His con is a 10.
Would he have any experience eating peppers or hot stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is pretty damn spicy. I think Chef Rupert's gonna squeeze some milk for you too.
Do I have to make like a performance roll to fake out, or
Yeah, if you want to.
just say this isn't as bad as you think it is? Haha, you're just a puny little guy. All right, that is a 19 plus. Oh, 29.
You have no problem swallowing the pain. I think the guy starts to look a little sheepish and he says, I'm not much for hot, spicy stuff myself. Listen, all you'd have to do is create a float or something. Just build one and then show up. It could be whatever you want. I don't know if you have a group or a theme or something you want to promote, but it could be whatever you want. Come on. It'll be
I
fun.
could get my grandma to help. She's been working on a new kind of carriage.
That sounds like a great idea. All right, I'll sign you all up. I'll put you down as, what am I going to put you down as?
The Evil League of Evil.
The Evil League of Evil. All right. Evil League.
He holds his wine glass up and says, "Cheers."
Evil.
Horse, bed horse, horse, bed horse.
He tips his hat to you and wipes off the more tears streaming down his face, and he goes, "All right, I gotta go find my recruits. I'm gonna be on my way. The place where you'll want to meet is just right outside here by the docks, and that's where the parade's gonna start on at 8:00 in the evening on Saturday."
Why does it play the parade at night? That's a little weird.
It's a night
Yep.
parade.
Like you do.
Oh, okay.
He immediately leaves. I like how before you posted the GIF, it just said no one, and then it said Royal, and there was nothing there, no caption. Nobody's saying anything.
So Cardigan kind of smiles and since the man is gone, just looks at the group and says, "Do we think we should recruit a bunch of goblins to serve on our float? I think I'd rather serve him right."
Yeah, I think
Yes.
that would be a good idea. Might be help building this float.
Nothing like smearing racism back on him.
Yeah.
Don't rather like that bloke.
So I may be a jackass, but racism is where I draw the line.
Oh, for sure.
I think I know where the goblins. You might be able to find some up north of town. Northeast of town.
Herbert, are you okay?
Hold on.
Herbert's not okay.
Hold on, I have to roll for okay.
Yeah.
Rupert, are you okay? Are you okay? He kind of grabs a napkin and sketches out a doodle, and basically says that there's some goblins. Like immediately, if you go out of Torrington towards the pine forest, there's like a little encampment there where they like to hang out.
Smashing.
I think they try to keep a fair distance away from the orc camp.
So they're like in that little first section of forest.
Yeah, the road, it's kind of north between Torrington and this weird tower and the bridge between Torrington and Bettero Bay.
Okay.
Perfect.
What are you guys gonna do?
I guess we should go get some goblins.
I don't think you'll have any trouble finding it, especially if you've lived in or even hung out in Torrington long enough. Once you get kind of into the forest, you'll see the smoke coming up into the air.
Okay.
As we're walking, Chimney is leading the way, doing that like little kid march where like their arms are stock straight and their legs are too, and they're just doing like. And Gonby is doing the exact same thing, which looks really awkward for a rabbit.
Are you just waltzing right into the encampment?
Oh yeah.
You see them all gathered around the fire, and they're all eating lunch themselves as well. And you can't quite identify what the meat is, but there's something that's been stuck on a spit and rotated and is now just, it looks like they didn't even cut pieces off. They just kind of grabbed it with their hands, and it's got all these ripped and claw marks and pieces hanging off.
Yummy.
Does it look more or less appetizing than the blue meat?
I don't know, man. Depends on what you're into. Certainly less
What time
presentable.
of day is it?
Currently, it's like probably 1 p.m.
Okay.
This picture just keeps getting worse and worse.
I think Chris is very bored.
Cardigan takes a long pull on his pipe and then just kind of gives a friendly wave towards the goblin camp and says, "Good afternoon, goblin friends."
I think when you say that, they all jump. One of them grabs a spear.
I pull out my quarterstaff.
Oh no, there's no need to come to blows. Surely we can have a civilized conversation.
It's our meat. We don't like to share our lunch.
No, you can keep your lunch.
Indeed.
Yeah, I've had a bad enough experience with this mystery meat anyway. We heard you wanted to be in a parade?
Yes, the parade.
We need some
Smash.
people to help with our float.
The man said it was full.
He's a right bastard.
Yeah, but he invited us into it, so we're inviting you.
He invited us into it, so then you could be invited into it.
He
Bluff check.
he halfway wipes his greasy hands off on his loincloth and then extends it out to you and says,
Deal.
I'll shake it.
it's
Hang
super
on.
slimy.
I have little kid hands. They're also probably pretty grimy.
It's like a mixture of like boar grease and lollipop.
Where is Float?
We still
Back-
need to
Yeah.
build that.
I believe this child's grandmother was developing some sort of carriage. I'm sure between a elderly woman and tribe of goblins, we should put quite a show that Torrington shall not soon forget.
We can help build Float.
Excellent.
Rather what we were hoping for.
Yes, and what should we call you so we don't have to simply refer to you as Goblin?
Oh.
All 70 of you, what are your names? In alphabetical order.
70.
Og, Fog,
Just
Dog,
made a
Me
number.
Chop, P Chop, D Chop.
Wait, Dog is here?
Dog's here.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh, he's here?
Dog.
He says,
I'm the leader. He says, my name is, I'm Dog.
Pleased to meet you, dog.
Sure.
Yes. Please to meet you, dog.
I don't know what Pirate Chris's new Discord name is. I was trying to tag him.
Oh, hold on, I'll go find him.
Stink Dog.
It was Stink Dog. I adore him so much.
Dog the Goblin and the Cat Man are gonna paint this town red.
When we build float.
Oh, his name is Mr. On Robin's Couch.
Oh, yeah.
What day is it today in game if it's the parade's on Saturday?
Currently, it's Monday.
Oh.
We have all kinds of time.
Yeah.
Well, we do have to build a whole float. So it doesn't matter how big it is. Granny's carriage will be able to pull it.
So I think at that point, one of the goblins grows in size and turns into a gray-skinned changeling.
That image from before of Chimney and Gondby both going, "Wow!"
And he doesn't necessarily even say anything. He just changes into his normal form.
Well, that's
You're
a
not-
neat trick.
You not being Florp.
You see, there is one small problem with being a soap. When I found his corpse, I decided it would be fun to pretend to be him for a small while. But now they are talking about building some things, and I am interested in that. So we will go do this.
Where do you guys plan on building this float?
I think Chimney would live right outside of Torrington, kind of near the forest. So, probably there would be a good place. Be a short jaunt, but
You wouldn't be far from the market for supplies either.
yeah. Kind of like where the trees shift from dark green to light green going to Torrington.
So are you guys just going to jump to that scene and get to work on the design of this thing, or do you have other things you want to do?
Montage.
Montage.
Well, I think we're gonna need supplies, aren't we?
Yep.
A 50-gallon drum of glue.
That's
And
it.
glitter. Don't forget the glitter.
Absolutely glitter.
I've got it covered. Royal reaches into
We-
his pocket and just like throws a handful of glitter at the nearest person.
Pocket sand.
What is this? Why is that in your pocket?
This is my gay agenda.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh god.
He's going to transform into a white guy with blonde hair and say, "See, this is exactly what I was talking about." I don't know. I'm a changeling. I can
Am
just
I
turn
supposed to
into
be
things.
impressed?
I'll transform to look like Royal and say, "Am I supposed to be impressed?"
Oh, thank
You're
you.
supposed
That's
to be
very
a
flattering.
goblin.
I'll transform back into Bingthorpe and go, "You're supposed to be a goblin."
Well, this is a most productive conversation.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no.
I hate it so
You're right.
much.
We should go. I'm gonna stay in this farm because I like it.
We're all so relieved.
Bingthorpe, Bingthorpe.
I hate this.
As you
Chimney and
start,
Gunby are like nodding. Yes, perfect.
As you start singing that song, you hear some drums pick up, and all the goblins start dancing around to the Bing
Great.
Florp song. So I've got glue and glitter. What else are you gonna get?
We need at least 15 miles of duct.
I think the goblins can supply any wood and that stuff from the forest if you need it. Did you say duct?
And the ductwork. Yeah, ductwork, yeah. We need that. Like, for the air
we need at
conditioning
least
unit.
15 miles of
The air
ducts.
conditioning unit and a float.
Yeah. Yeah. What if it's hot?
At 8 p.m. on Saturday.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Great idea. Failure to plan is planning to fail and all that. Ductwork it is.
By the way, Gib Gobs. And I'm going to turn to Jackum since he's the one I know. What was your float going to be when you got turned down?
You're saying that to Tim's character?
No, to the
No.
goblins.
To
He
dog.
wants to know what the goblins'
Oh,
idea
I thought
was.
he said Jacob.
Me
No.
too.
Well, I'm looking at Jacob, but I was talking to the goblins.
We were
I
going
thought
to
he
create-
said like Tib Tob or something.
Gib Gob.
we would make a war machine.
I'm listening.
You mean like the worst
Same.
Avenger?
No, not
What if we
Nighthawk.
made a bunch of stink bombs and threw them at the crowd?
I don't even remember his
Disgusting.
name.
I love it.
Character's so bad it required 2 actors, and even Don Cheadle couldn't pull it off, but whatever.
We would have bungee sticks and blood and chains and skulls
Actually,
and swinging blades.
bungee sticks are used primarily for traps, not for war machines.
This
No
war
wonder
machine.
goblins can't conquer Torrington.
This war machine would have traps.
Yes, it's rather racist of you to assume that your culture's uses of bungees would be the same for other cultures. I apologize for my child friend.
Bungees and bungees.
Bungee cords.
Lots of bungee cords.
Things that you hold things in place with.
Perhaps we could incorporate some of that, and perhaps the tasteful use of skulls and bungee cords could accentuate the design of
Yes.
a grandmother's carriage and lots of ductwork. I think we've got a lot coming together now.
We will split it half and half. Our blood.
Let's
and
go
your-
get some skulls.
Our-
Let's go get some skulls.
Skulls, skulls.
Bing, dart, skulls, skulls.
You see them go down a pathway, and they kind of come out in a sort of 7 dwarves line, whistling and singing, and they've got like all these different animal skulls and creature skulls.
Oh no, dude. Jakob is going to lead some goblins to the graveyard, and we're going to get human skulls.
I'm sure they'll be into it. They don't have any human skulls.
Yeah, he'll go over as Bingthorpe and say, No. We need good skulls. Follow me.
Oh no.
They'll all just trail along behind you.
I will also go with them.
Old woman
I'll
whose
handle
funeral
the
we play at the skull
supplies.
is there.
And then when we get to the graveyard, I'll grab a shovel and start digging
Are you even going to
and
try?
point for the rest of the gobos to...
I think that they're going to form kind of a gathering around you, like they're holding a funeral, so that nobody will suspect anything.
Oh my god.
No. You guys go dig too. We need to hurry up.
Okay, so there's just a whole cluster of goblins digging down into these graves. in broad daylight.
Yes. Exactly. It'll be fine. Don't worry. I got this, Brian.
All right, well, you guys do that. I have something I want to get, and I'm going to walk to the docks of Torrington and try and buy a cannon from one of the ships.
Malice would like to gather lumber.
Okay.
I'm gonna help with the lumber.
I'm immediately compelled to help with a cannon.
They would be able to supply you with very crude lumber, just basic chopped down logs and stuff. If you want anything refined, you should probably go to the market. So there's a burly man at the docks who is he's having his men load the goods onto the ship. They're getting ready to sail. And you can see from the portals that this ship is probably fucking armed to the teeth.
His teeth are armed.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that. I want his teeth now.
What few that he has left. Some of them are filed to points.
I kind of walk unassumingly up to him and then just pat him on the... It'd probably be on the waist, trying to get his attention. Hey, mister!
Aye, what can I do you for?
Is that your ship?
Aye, 'tis.
Wow. It looks like you've got a bunch of cannons on there.
Aye, we do.
What are you doing with it?
We carry, I don't know what to call it, payloads back and forth from city to city. You can't be too careful on these seas.
Well, do you think you could spare a cannon? I'm trying to buy one. I figured ships would be the best place to look.
Hi, this is a 60-gun ship. You want to bring us down to 59? That's not an even number.
I guess I could buy 2. That's even.
All right. 'Tis 800 per cannon. That's gold, mind you.
1 sec while I scroll the inventory.
You have it.
So you've got
Maybe.
Your group has 500 in the group inventory if you want to spend that.
Company write-off.
I would spend 20 of the company's gold and then just pull out. I start pulling out this sack and it looks like it's just gonna be a little coin purse, but then as I tug it out of my pocket, it poofs up into this giant fucking sack full of gold.
And before you offer full asking price, oh child, Cardigan will look at the ship and look at the pirate and say, "That's a fine vessel you have there, but surely, although my accent keeps changing by the word, 800 seems a bit steep for 2.
I know
what
the
say
feeling.
ye to perhaps 600?" And I can roll persuasion.
600 apiece. I'll have to think about that one. Let me think. Let me do the math here.
And he starts you can see him kind of looking down at his toes and counting one by one. And...
Yeah, I got all of a 16 on persuasion. Not great.
Does
he got a nat 20? He's gonna say,
I can do 750.
I'm gonna tap the guy on the hip again and be like, don't you think that selling these cannons to us for 600 gold is a little bit better for you? And I cast suggestion on him. So he has to make a wisdom saving throw. Please, mister, it's for the float.
"That's a 15."
Ah,
He's a pirate, so he's pretty well versed and experienced, I'm afraid. He's gonna say,
You don't even have a permit for these things. I'm selling these kind of under the table here. I could get in trouble. I need reassurance. 740. That's as low as I can go.
God, what a ripoff.
I look up to Cardigan.
Cardigan will just shake his head, and knowing that if they let you walk off the lot, they won't go any lower, he'll say, "And perhaps we'll just take our business elsewhere."
See you later.
And you can see that he is staring at you. He doesn't go back to his work.
I go, oh, I really wanted those cannons too, and I kind of kick the dirt as I turn and start walking away.
You glad you ruined this Christmas?
I
So-
guess Christmas is ruined.
Are you like going to a different ship? Are you just leaving the docks entirely? Where are you headed?
Isn't there a shipwright that will sell, like, stuff for ships?
Maybe.
It's probably better to go do that than to try to buy them off of a pirate ship who wants to use their cannons to pirate things.
It's yes-anding. I'm trying to yes-and.
I'm
So-
a small girl. I don't know these things.
How committed are you
Fair.
to leaving this guy? Like, where are you gonna go?
I think probably to another ship, if I would.
Okay. So here, I'm gonna say, you see one with a black flag, one with a green flag, and one with a red flag. Choose one of those.
I'm confused why
What's your name? Cardigan, what do you think? The green ship?
Sure.
All right.
You fucking pick the one. As soon as he sees you going towards the green ship, he's gonna throw his hat down and be like, "Hey, wait a minute!" He's gonna race down the dock as fast as his one leg will carry him, and he's gonna say,
Listen, you can't go to them. They
I
don't
keep
des-
walking.
Wait up. They don't deserve your gold. All right. I'll drop it down to. I can do 600 apiece.
So I had my head like hung like, oh man. And as soon as he says that, I just turn and I've got the biggest shit-eating grin on my face. And I turn up to Cardigan and say, like, do you think that's low enough?
I suppose, given the short notice, that we can manage.
Okay. And I'll pull out the same sack I was pulling out before, and then like pull out just a bunch of coins from it, and stuff them back in my pocket, and then hand him the sack.
he says,
Ugh. You two are breaking my cannonballs.
and he's gonna order his men to bring up two of the cannons, and they have to. It's strenuous to get them up, but they've got cranes and stuff though they can pull them up through the companionways and set them on deck and roll them off the gangplank and onto the docks. And he says,
We don't do delivery. You're going to have to take these yourself.
I give him
Fair
a
enough.
salute.
"Are you guys splitting this bill, or are you just? How are you paying for this?"
I said 20 of it from the hedge fund, and the rest I'll cover.
Okay. $540. All right, so these cannons are heavy, but I think you managed to roll them. So in the meantime, what are you guys doing for lumber and stuff? You just
You literally said the goblins would supply that.
I don't know if you wanted anything fancy or if you just wanted the basic building blocks.
Just wood.
Just one.
Cool.
How's the skull
I'm not-
gathering going?
I'm not
Uh,
picky about my wood as long as it's sturdy and hard.
This fucking
Hey.
hell. The skull gathering is
You're welcome.
it's an absolute massacre. This thing looks like fucking. It looks like a war zone. There are bones and bodies and pieces, and some of them they're not fully decayed. Some of them are just skeletons, and they're just like strewn about the graveyard. Any flowers that people left there are just completely like they've been lawnmowed.
He'll yell, "Take everything!" and then he'll grab some bones and shit and start heading back towards where we're building.
Yeah, okay, so they are grabbing like half decayed arms and stuff and taking them with them.
I love it.
Obviously they don't refill the hole, so the whole thing is just like a
Oh yeah, no, I definitely hoped that they wouldn't. Like
the whole cemetery's been excavated.
oh fuck. Oh, fucking dying.
All right, so you guys can set about what's this thing gonna look like? Are you gonna try and make room for all of you on board?
We're gonna build a mock pirate ship.
I thought we were gonna build War Machine from the Avengers.
How about this? One half is the pirate ship, the other half is the war machine.
Oh wait,
Could we have the War Machine as the figurehead?
that's what I was gonna say.
I'm into it. So, and one of the things that I can do then is I will put my artillery construct, and it will breathe fire every so often out the front.
Okay.
Out of the War Machine like arm cannon.
We can probably do that, yes.
So what is the back half gonna be? What did you say?
It's gonna be a pirate ship. But
Oh,
War
okay.
Machine is like the figurehead of it.
Gotcha. Okay, you guys have all week to build this. I don't think you have any trouble, especially with the goblins' help. Is there anything else you can think of? Otherwise, we're fast forwarding to the parade.
I think that I'm going to take some more time to build extra flame jets to just like put all over everything.
Okay.
Like I want
Go well with the wood.
fuckloads of fire. Like I want there to be so much fire.
I would like to get gunpowder to make fireworks.
And then last but not least, I'm going to hire a bard who I'm going to make dress up in a gimp costume, and I'm going to then put one of those geysers on his lute,
We have
and
royalty.
he'll be up in the crow's nest.
Please just hire Mortimer. Do that.
Royal is learning sea shanties on the violin
Oh.
Ooh.
to play.
Cardigan can
Crow's Nest
accompany
on
you.
pirate ship.
On the loop.
Yay!
I think I have a pamphlet.
Did we catch the name of the douchebag who hired us?
No, I don't think we did.
No, we don't do that here.
We don't get names in any campaign.
Come on, man.
Oh, I do have a pamphlet.
I just assumed it was Brian NPC number 4.
Well, we should totally make Brian NPC number 4 an effigy and then burn it. Burn it.
I was simply
There
going
she
to
goes.
suggest naming the ship after him.
We could have the effigy walk the plank.
Or we should burn it.
Well, we could make it walk the plank on fire.
Yeah, fire.
The
thought you just-
HMS Brian's NPC number 4.
My brain heard you say "fuck the plank."
Well, I mean,
We can do that too.
Sounds like your brain needs to get some.
So this thing is are you guys this thing's concealed in the woods, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
We're building this
Concealed
in
in the
secret.
woods.
Any motherfucker that comes too close is gonna get lit on fire, most likely.
So probably towards the end of the week, you see them getting ready for the parade and creating the kind of the path, because they're going to have these rope lights strung kind of along the entire route, and it's going to be all illuminated. There's going to be festivities and people along, and there's going to be carts and people selling balloons and all that stuff. And so there's a whole festival that Saturday, and all the people are hanging out throughout town, and there's a lot of tourists and things. And so what is your method to get it to the docks? Are you going to try and cover it up or what?
Yeah, we're gonna do fucking Animal House style with a giant ass sheet that.
Oh, you broke my mind. We gotta do the sheet thing.
Yeah, unfortunately, minor illusion won't really help me here.
Well, the plan is we'll set off the first bit of pyrotechnics. It'll light the whole sheet on fire. We'll be good.
And you're letting the goblins
Sort of.
ride on this thing with you, right?
Right, of
Hell yeah,
course.
dude.
100%.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
They're
We're
the
not
guests of honor.
monsters.
Fuck that guy.
Okay.
But the goblins are on it under the sheet.
Yes.
I think that 8 p.m. on Saturday is going to roll around, and you guys have gotten this thing to the docks. And the man is there, and he's saying, "All right, everybody get in the line, get in your positions. What we can do, I could sign you a number if you want to go in special order. We definitely want the security to be last, and then we want the dancing girls to be first. Let's see, we want to kind of intersperse so that the entertainment is like, not just a huge block of advertisements. So we'd like to get some marching band people kind of centered here." And he's kind of organizing everything, and he comes to yours and he goes, "Oh my, this is a big contraption. What'd you guys come up with?"
Something
Right,
unforgettable.
You were the evil League of Evil, right?
Yes.
Well, I'm thinking that a big
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
a big hog like this. I think a big hog like this we want to have kind of towards the finale. So maybe you're going to be kind of in the back here,
Perfect.
the last quarter of the parade.
That's what we want.
Outstanding. And I didn't catch your name, sir.
Oh, my name is fucking
Slim Shady.
Fucking That's a weird name.
I've already had a character named fucking this.
Because of that too.
It's his cousin.
My name is Slim Stevis.
I love it.
Wow!
Oh my god.
That's a dumb name. You're dumb.
The real Slim Stevis.
The SS Slim Stevens.
Nice child.
He's going to move on towards some of the other people and leave you guys be. You have your place in line. The parade's probably going to start in about half an hour. You see a lot of the people. A lot of the people in front of you are in the marching band, and they're kind of shooting you weird glances, wondering what's under the tarp.
What does it look like? Slim Stevis has a float that he's going to be riding in.
He's gonna shoot
You
it.
see him? No, you see Slim Stevis don this huge, like furry hat, like with a strap under his chin, and he's got a baton.
Okay, so I'm going to transform into Cliff Clifton of the Port Authority, and I'm going to go walk up to him, and I'm going to like hold one of my stink bombs like in one of my hands, and I'm going to just kind of get ready to uncork it and just get a little bit on him, but I'm going to walk up and go, "Hey there, Cliff Clifton, Port Authority, just checking in here, trying to make sure everything's on the up and up, how things going around here?" And I'll clap him on the back and get a little bit of stink bomb on him.
He says, "Oh, Port Authority, you guys are going to be in the back here. I've got your spot right here." What a
Well, no, we're talking about the real official sort of, law enforcement business here. And I'll show him a badge and then quickly put it away and then pat him on the back again, getting more stink bomb on him.
He doesn't have time to examine the badge because he notices he's a little distracted as he's like checking under his boots and trying to see if he stepped in something.
I was like, well, anyways, everything seems to be on the up and up. I really appreciate your time. You have yourself a fine rest of your day, okay? And I'll just walk away and put the cork back in and let him enjoy that.
You see that the longer that he's standing there checking himself, the more he's starting to like kind of dry heave. So everybody's lined up, and you start to hear some of the sirens in the back, and all the kids are getting restless and antsy. And then suddenly all the lights flick on, the whole chain of lights along this long route, and everybody cheers, and the first people start to move forwards.
Rip off that fucking sheet.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Is it like tearaway pants? Can you just yank it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, dude.
It is
Of
that.
course.
So you guys unveil this thing, and there are just spikes and human skulls and this billowing sail and glitter everywhere, and it's quite a sight.
Don't forget the flames.
And
He'll
ductwork.
immediately start hitting the fucking buttons to making the flames going just
And I'm gonna
insane.
cast dancing lights near the glitter, so it like sparkles on and off like twinkling lights.
I think all the people in the
that would
marching
be
band
fun.
immediately turn around as they're hit with this heat wave from behind. And they just see long shadows cast in front of them. They're gonna start moving quite hastily to keep a distance from you guys.
Royal will cast minor illusion on himself to do full body glitter, and he's wearing a very gaudy pirate outfit, and he's standing in the crow's nest playing sea shanties on the violin. That's all you need to know about him.
Oh, Chris, it's perfect.
Yeah.
So perfect.
I think this whole thing just has goblins kind of crawling around it like ants. Where are you guys positioned on this thing?
I'm on the front. I'm now looking like Slim Stevis, and I'm just mooning the crowd every once in a while.
Malice is going to go stand near Royal and duet violins with him.
You guys are both in the crow's nest?
Hell yeah.
Let's
Or
see.
I'm down bottom and I'm like doing a river dance while I play the violin with Royal.
Where are you, Kyrene?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna be up in the process playing the pan flute.
3 in the crow's nest?
I said or I'm down on bottom.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna see.
Well, yeah, there are 3 in the crow's nest because I hired a bard who has the flame shooting lute.
Okay.
In the gimp.
Tim.
Yeah, in the gimp suit. It's Mortimer Fleshsack. Like, it's Mortimer Fleshsack. That's who's.
Of course.
Tim, you said you were on the front?
Yeah, as Slim Stevis mooning the crowd.
Just gonna have Kyrene.
And I imagine that Cardigan is basically got his legs around War Machine's head on the figurehead. He's just at the front of the boat, just super casually playing his lute, smoking a pipe, just oblivious to the insanity of it all.
It's like you're sitting on his shoulder.
Oh yeah, he's giving me he's Don Cheadle, which the mask has to be open so that we can give the true homage to Don Cheadle.
Chimney is not on the ship. She's waiting for her grandma to show up with the carriage.
Are you gonna be driving then?
Yes, I will help drive.
I like how the carriage isn't here yet. Okay, so they're all moving, so I think the carriage will be kind of pulling up late, and you guys got to hitch it on quick.
Yeah. It's probably like 10 or 15 minutes of a gap between us, but then this carriage rolls up. and
Jeez.
I love
Your
it.
grandma's
so much.
awesome.
The drivers of the carriage then
Oh no.
fire it up, and it's a steam powered carriage that'll.
You're such a fucking weeb, Eric. Jesus Christ.
I love him. Stop it.
That's this whole character, dude.
Are you on the
takes
carriage
a few
itself?
seconds. There's a little area right behind the. Actually, yeah, I'll be like on the nose of the carriage.
Why don't you guys all roll perception?
I actually have to get my dice out. I actually have to get another dice out. Shit. Okay.
Oh shit.
You guys in the crow's nest can roll with advantage.
Oh shit.
It's a dirty 20.
Nice.
Okay.
16.
23.
My nat 1 means I'm still like climbing up onto it.
Those are all high rolls. All right, so you guys all notice. You guys all notice that some of the floats in front of you are throwing candy to the kids. So there's a lot of kids in the street. There are, obviously, I mentioned the marching band in front of you, and then there's other floats in front of them. And then behind you, you guys notice that the security vehicles are just doing their normal thing, flashing their sirens, except for this one in the back. And you see that what did I name him? Fucking Slim Steve has climbed aboard, and he sees you guys in your pirate thing with goblins climbing all over this thing, and you can see just kind of hatred in his eyes. And
I flipped him off.
I'm gonna moon him as him.
He's gonna.
Royal.
That's my ass.
Royal
I don't
slides
know,
down
look
and stands in
everywhere.
front of him.
I would like to throw candy, but I would like it known that the candy is actually like the little chocolate X-Laxes.
That's horrible.
I'm evil.
How
Yeah,
far
so
away is
he's literally
Slim
at the back of the parade. He's at the back of this whole line of security vehicles, and so he's probably 100 feet back from you guys. 150 feet? No, I'll say 100 feet. And he's barking orders, and you start to see some of these security vehicles breaking formation as you guys start to move.
Oh no, I think we might have company, guys.
We help you. We're trying to enjoy the parade.
And all the goblins are just they're being crazy, and they're like throwing body parts and stuff at the kids. Fingers.
I'm throwing
and stuff.
X-Lax, and they're just like, have a bloody arm.
Pieces of like teeth and eyeballs. And so yeah, you guys see these some of the smaller vehicles kind of coming up alongside of your ship, almost like TIE fighters or something, and then the big ships are more like Star Destroyers coming up behind you. What do you guys want to do?
This carriage is slowly gaining more and more speed.
Okay. Well, you can only gain, I guess, how what's the distance? You said 15 minutes behind the marching band?
Yeah. And we're catching up on them pretty quickly.
Okay.
And I would say that there is definitely people missing eyebrows.
Pretty much by the end of the parade, that marching band had better be off the street because they will get run over. There's not a whole lot of steering on this.
Is this thing noisy?
Oh, well,
I guess it wouldn't matter. The goblins are singing. There's fire billowing out of this. So they're going to see you coming, and they're going to make kind of like Moses and the Red Sea parting from. So you have the whole center street to go through. But obviously, there's still stupid kids trying to pick up candy.
I'm going to toss stink bombs at the band.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that little kid by the trucker thing, like arm motion, trying to get Granny to sound the horn. Like the steam whistle.
So finally, these security guys are kind of butted up against the side of your ship, and they're starting to climb aboard. You've got 3 on the right side and a couple on the left side.
I'm going to start trying to hit the fire when they're anywhere near it.
Okay. Why don't you roll it? Make an attack roll.
Okay.
I'm still on the crow's nest. Damn it.
I believe we're being boarded.
Treat it like a dexterity attack, I think.
Well, I actually have attack, it's intelligence based with my turrets.
Oh, that's perfect.
Crit fail.
Dang.
I think you
Oof.
catch one of their pant legs on fire, and he kind of shakes it off. And they're going to climb up on the deck now, and you see him wrestling with some of the goblins.
I'm gonna walk over as Steve or Slim Stevis, and say, "Hey, wait! Stop that!
Hey, there's no goblins allowed in this parade.
Well, I am the curator of the parade. Don't you recall?
You said, though."
I'm also saying that I changed my mind. Look at these upstanding citizens.
Can roll real quick.
And I think that the goblin smiles at him when I say that.
That's a 20, so he looks backwards and sees the guy with the baton in the very back, and he looks at you, and he looks at the guy with the baton, he looks at you, and he says, "You're not Stevis."
I punch him in the throat.
he says, "You're not And he topples over backwards and falls off, and they're all going to try and grab you.
I'm going to kick one in the dick.
I'm going to jump down from the crow's nest and slowly fall to join the battle.
From the front of the carriage, you hear, "Man the cannons!"
Somebody, Crow's Nest, why don't you guys roll perceptions?
I jumped down. Should I still do that?
No.
Alright. Can I say
It's
it
gonna
as
be an
I'm
8.
falling?
You got a what? What was your roll?
It was an 8.
Okay. Why don't you do one more because you have advantage? Did you do advantage?
Yes, you're right. Okay. No, I didn't. Okay, 23.
Okay. You notice the fighting down below you. You happen to look up for a moment and see that the big, almost fire engine like truck behind you has a ladder extending forward towards the bow of your or the stern of your ship.
Oh, okay.
And there's already guys crawling up the ladder.
What? Let me check this little How is the ladder like? How far away is the ladder?
From you up in the crow's nest, probably 20 feet.
Oh, I would like to cast Mage Hand and use it to shake the ladder quite violently.
Okay. What's the poundage a mage hand can handle?
5 pounds? pounds, I
I think
think.
it says it on there.
It's like 5 or 10. It's not a lot.
It's 5 pounds, I think.
Oh fuck.
I think you're going to
I'm
be
looking
hard
it up.
pressed.
Do you like call out so that people could know that?
Oh, 10 pounds.
Is the ladder metal?
It is. Well, let's see. Let me roll for it.
If it's on a ship, it should just be like a rope ladder, right?
No,
10 pounds.
I said it was like a fireman's ladder.
Oh, okay. What's
Yeah.
with you and firemen today?
Fuck, Brian.
It's a parade.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's metal.
He wants to be sprayed with a hose. Don't judge him.
Don't kink shame me for judging him. Jeez.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
As I'm falling, can I take Ricardo's staff and smack one of the guards that's attacking Jakob?
Okay.
If the... Oh. Were we alerted? Do we see anything on the ladder?
I don't.
If we weren't alerted, I'm not going to do anything.
I don't think Royal ever
The Royal
mentioned
would
it.
have gone like he would have done something to get your attention.
Okay, then I'm going to cast heat metal on the ladder.
God, we're psychopaths. Jesus.
Fuck. 14 to hit.
So it looks like there were 5 guys on the ladder. So I will say, why don't you roll a D5 in the chat?
Gotta roll my D. All right. Let me remember how to do that.
14 to hit, Brian.
Oh, I'm in all caps. Hold on. Is it a exclamation point?
You had it right.
Okay. I'm bad at
Okay.
typing.
So 2 of these guys fall off into the road, and they go. You see him disappear under the fire truck as it's moving forward. 3 of them burn their hands, but they fall and land on the deck of the ship.
Well, they take 2d8 fire damage.
Okay.
So that's 4 and 3.
Yeah, I think they're going to be pretty out of commission. Their hands got super burned. So up front, Eric, you're going to notice, or excuse me, Chimney, you're going to notice that you're coming up on some of the other floats now, and there isn't much room for them to get out of the way. What are you going to do?
Shove
'em. I'm going to cast Toll the Dead. No. To make have to target the creature. I'll target the furthest person in the float, or like in the parade. So they should make a wisdom save.
That's a 12.
Okay, so they take 7 damage, but then there's also this really loud bell noise. Like one of those huge gongs at a monastery being sounded, just the dong. And I'm hoping that'll get everyone's attention to get out of the way. But other than that, I'm just
Okay. They're slow to do it. They're gonna start trying to veer off to the side and try not to run over any kids. You're gonna have a little bit of room to squeeze by. How well does this thing turn?
not really.
Are you able to like change lanes?
Not really.
Okay, so in that case,
It's pretty much barreling down the street at this point.
in that case, this thing is going to be scraping alongside the other floats as you do it and taking out some of their like streamers and stuff, ripping the banners off of their sides. Why don't you roll some sort of handling check for this thing's just to try and keep your own carriage, your own float from, I don't know, tipping over.
1 on the die probably isn't going to do a whole lot.
Nope. Okay, so you guys come up on this float in front of you, and it's a big one. And as you scrape by in your big metal tank, it does all right, and you just take the banners and everything off the side. But then the float behind you that you're towing hits it and starts to tip up on its right wheels, which means that the crow's nest is now dangling way over the crowd. Why don't you roll a deck save, Aubrey? Royal.
Oh no!
Who?
He is a dexterous boy, so we're gonna hope for the best here. You said dex saving throw?
Yeah.
Dexterous boy, okay. Okay, that's gonna be a dirty 20.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so you're hanging on, and you the kids are all looking up at you, waving, and everybody else roll a dex save just to see if you get below a 10, you're gonna fall to the right of the ship and hit the railing, with a chance to fall off.
25.
Damn. Okay. We'll say
12.
10 or higher is you maintain your position.
Is that everybody or just folks
Everybody
in
on the
crow's
ship.
nest? Oh yeah, it's a natty.
Hey!
22.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. Malice.
Oh, I said 12.
Oh, okay, 12. I was gonna say I just saw that roll. Yeah, everybody, you all maintain your balance, and this thing's kind of once it scrapes past the first float, it falls back onto its all four wheels and kind of teeter-totters a little bit as it comes back to upright position. And you see more of these TIE fighter looking dudes coming in from the front. JT, these guys are kind of going to be climbing up the bow of the ship with all the horrible spikes and blood.
Oh, cool. I cast Thunder Wave.
Nice.
So they have to make a con save or, get pushed 10 feet away and take 2d8 thunder damage.
What's the DC?
15.
That's 3 fails.
Hell yeah.
How much thunder damage?
2d8. I'll roll that here.
Oh, wait, Brian, I got a 14 to hit with my quarterstaff.
An
okay.
8 total.
All right. Yeah.
And they're pushed 10 feet away.
Okay.
Nice.
You see them roll across the road and then disappear under your float. Let's see. You guys are coming up on the market right now. What was your attack for again, Kyrene?
The one of the guards that was attacking Jakob.
Oh, yeah. And what did you get?
14 to hit.
That's enough.
Alright, I need D8. Uh, 8 damage.
Okay.
For my first attack, I'm going to attack again. Well, I rolled a 15, so I think that hits.
Yeah.
9 more damage.
Okay. That's enough to take these guys out.
Nice.
So you guys are coming up in the marketplace, and it's extra crowded here. There are lots of tents and canopies and things. And I think that this point you've lost some of your goblins from the tippy thing. And some of them, let's see. I'll say that you have a couple more big trucks behind you, and then you'll be free and clear. And one of them has the baton boy. So what they're gonna do is come up on the left and the right of you and try to flank you on both sides. What do you guys want to do?
I want to shatter one.
Okay, I got a shatter. What was yours, Kyrene?
I was wondering how far away is Baton Boy?
Oh, he's going to be on your right, coming up from the back, and he is how far away from you?
Yeah.
Probably 60.
Okay. I am going to step of the wind. I'm going to spend keep wait for that to get over onto that one.
Nice. Okay.
And just smack him in the face.
What does that look like?
I kind of like, you know how in anime, like when they go super fast, they're just like gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm gonna do. Like I'm gonna go to the edge of the ship and just disappear and reappear over there.
Okay.
So you're gonna attack. That's a dirty 20 to hit.
That's certainly a hit.
All right. That's 7 for the first attack. Save. 22 for the second attack. The hit.
Jeez.
That's just a hit. That's not damage.
Okay.
And that's 9 more damage.
Okay. I think the last thing that you see are his 2 feet as he falls over backwards off the back of this thing. What's happening with this shatter?
Oh, I was just waiting. Sorry. Let's see. I'm just checking to see what I have to do. It's a 10-foot radius sphere centered on a point. So I'm going to center it on Baton Guy. And it says the person must make a Constitution saving throw, and the creature takes 3d8 thunder damage on a failed save and half on a successful save.
Okay.
And sorry, I was just gonna say your DC is 15.
Sorry, my mic came out. Okay, so you would notice that he was hanging off the back of this thing because Kyrene just knocked him over backwards, and he's being dragged along the street. So I rolled with disadvantage and I got a 4.
Okay, so he's going to take 3d8 damage.
Oh my god.
Murdered.
I think that there's you all hear this piercing noise, and then there's just kind of a explosion as his whole furry hat just goes like blackened and static electricity, and everything is just, and he falls off the back of this thing and disappears.
Sorry, I was just gonna ask if there was anyone like near him.
Oh yeah, there was a bunch of kids
they would
in there.
all have to make the same save.
Oh, there was a whole crowd near him.
Oh shit. Wait, do I need to do that too?
I think Malice just slaughtered a group of kids.
Fuck.
Kyrene's probably 10 feet up and maybe like 7 feet over. Is 17 feet out of range?
17, yeah, it's only 10 feet.
Okay, so
Oh my god.
It's a 10-foot radius centered on Baton Guy. So if anyone was in 10 feet of him immediately.
Well, the crowd rolled a 6.
God damn.
So I think he zapped a bunch of little kids.
Alice. Fuck.
Parents. Once their leader falls off the back, I think the security guys are gonna kind of go help him and give up the chase. You guys are pretty much the only ones in the parade at this point. I think you've blown past everybody. I don't even know. Do you want to just follow it to the end of the route?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Most of the people up front don't really know what's taking place, and so this route's going to take you. Let's see here.
I'm gonna say I did go back onto the ship as well.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I forgot you jumped off. So it goes. It started at the docks. It's going to go up past Dolby, past the catacombs, past the desecrated cemetery, up through the market, and then around the holy churches, and then it's going to kind of come down through the Armory Museum in a big circle, through the Prestige, and stop back at the docks. And there you find most of the people have already started to pack up, and they're packing their chairs and everything. But you guys are really the only ones who completed the parade.
I have fun.
And you see when you guys make it back to the docks, you can see Dolby, or you can see Chef Rupert standing there at the Dolby Inn, and then the whole staff and everybody, and he waves at you guys.
I wave back.
Yeah. Wave back.
Any last things you guys want to do, or shall we close this off?
Malice is probably gonna like sneak inside so not to be seen by anybody who might have witnessed him slaughtering a bunch of kids.
I think
always know.
I think Chef Rupert's gonna say, half off all drinks for all the goblins.
Good show, Rupert.
Yes.
And they go in and they drink until midnight.
Chimney is
I want to
celebrating
drink
by
until midnight.
Chimney is celebrating by throwing Gonby up in the air and catching him.
It's almost adorable.
Almost.
The one part I'm sad about is you never shot anyone with a cannon.
I thought we did. Didn't someone shoot the cannon at another float?
I don't remember that happening.
I don't think we did.
Look, I did a really good job drawing that facial hair, okay?
I am going to close the live stream before anyone else has to see Chris's horrible concoctions.
I'm driving right now.